Namaskar. I am Dr. Nalini Avinash Wagmare, working as an assistant professor at the Maharashtra Vidyapeeth, Pune. Today's our topic is a few concepts related to world history and First World War. So basically, I am going to focus on world history. Under that, First World War, which took place in 1914 to 1918. We have to see in this lecture related to causes of the First World War, course of the First World War, then consequences of First World War, as well as Paris Peace Conference, League of Nations, conclusion and references. Actually, separate topic I would take related to this Paris Peace Conference as well as this League of Nations. Here only I cover the first some few concepts related to First World War as well as few concepts related to world history or First World War as well as causes, course and consequences of the First World War. So whenever we open the world history, it is very necessary to understand the few terms or few definitions or few concepts which are easily to understand the thorough history of that period. So here, what is a total war? A war that uses all resources at its state's disposal, including the complete mobilization of both the economy and society. This is the total war where they use everything. Then isolationism, the policy of doctrine of isolating one's country by avoiding foreign entanglements and responsibility. Popular in the United States during the interwar year. In 1815, great powers Britain, France, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Russia. These all considered as a isolated nations at that time. Then Monroe Doctrine, the doctrine declared by President James Monroe in 1823, in which he announced that the United States would not tolerate intervention by the European powers in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere. Young Turks, when we study the First World War, even modernization of Turkey, that time we find that this word that is Young Turks, or some call it Turkestan, some call it Turkestan. Anyway, we call it as Young Turks. Name given to a group of young army officers who in 1918 pushed the Ottoman Empire towards reformist policies and a more overly Turkish nationalist states. So we call those as Young Turks. Then self-determination. The idea that each national group has the right to establish its own national states. It is most often associated with the tenets of Wilsonian internationalism and became a key driving force in the struggle to end imperialism. To end the imperialism, every nation wanted to self-determination or self-rule. Then Wilson 14 points, we see those 14 points in detail in while explaining the Wilson's 14 points. But in short, what is the concept here? A speech made by the American President Woodrow Wilson on 8 January 1918, in which he set out his vision of the post-war world, that is First World War world. It included reference to open diplomacy, self-determination, and a post-war international organization to establish the League of Nations that argued by the Wilson. Then League of Nations, an international organization established in 1919 by the peace treaties that ended the First World War. It was to promote international peace through collective security and to organize conferences on economic and disarmaments issues. It was formally dissolved in 1946. See, after the First World War, this League of Nations established to maintain the peace and prosperity and not to take Second World War and stop the quarrel or war between small or big nations. That's why the League of Nations was established after the First World War. Detail we separate lecture. I take separate lecture for related to this League of Nations, aims, objectives, as well as related to its political and humanity works. Then Versailles Treaty, the treaty that ended the Allies State of hostilities with Germany in 1919. It included German territorial laws, disarmament, a so-called war guilt clause, a demand that reparations be paid to the victors. So Germany was the responsible for this First World War. So Germany has to pay the everything to these victory nations. So they have signed the one treaty, and that treaty called as a Versailles Treaty. It's between Germany and victory nations. Then when we study the World War or world history in our syllabus, we find some concepts related to imperialism, socialism, nationalism, as well as liberalism. So here only briefly or just concept we understand here. Imperialism has been called as a highest stage of capitalism. European powers such as England, France, Holland, Belgium, and Portugal, etc., established their rule in major parts of the world due to zeal for imperialism. Imperialism may be design, rule, or control of one state, nation, or people. It's a big nation control the small nations. Empires were established by the great powers all over the world in 18th century. Then what is the capitalism? Increased extraction of different kinds of metals. This is the characteristic of capitalism. Here, influx of gold and silver from American, improved tools, formation joint stock companies, then weakening of guild system, banking and insurance system started, then effects on world. So imperial capitalism is more and more rich person became rich and poor became as a poor, and the capitalist started in all over the world in 18th century. Then liberalism, let's see what are the principle of liberalism. Liberalism is principally our faith in logic, their opposition of traditions, impact of individual, they are interested to selfish formation of society and state, faith in human liberty, religious tolerance and secular points they are adapted in, we find in liberalism. Then supremacy of law, they are accepted that one. Then they are faith in democratical system of government instead of monarchy system of government. And nationalism, we find that in 19th century or till today, everywhere a particular belong to particular nation and he really love his nation and some culture traditions. So instead of that, we definitely understand what is the concept of nationalism. Nationalism is such a process by which people who make their tradition and culture safe change themselves in a political unit. True nationalism helps the people in the establishment of their place on the earth. So nationalism is the dedication of a particular group of people of a province having politics sovereignty for the safety of which they remain ready even to sacrifice their lives. So they love their nation and their culture, tradition, language, and everything. These are the few elements which encourage the people towards love their nation. One is geographical unity. Second is unity of caste. Third, cultural unity. One culture people, one nation people. Then the linguistic unity also. Then religious unity also. One more caste. Common economic interest also make people they are under one banner and one nation. Then deep desire of nationalism. They love their nation and their culture, and that's why they are ready to sacrifice their life for the nation. So nationalism, love their nation, and then because of these all factors, they build the unity among them. Then socialism, the theme of social organization, which places means of production and distribution in the hands of the community. Then directly we go to the what were the causes of the First World War. The feelings of ultranationalism, extremely type of nationalism, that is already I explained the what is nationalism, love their nation, but too much love their nation is the one more cause to start the First World War. Then race for armaments, when capitalism, imperialism started, big nations started to colonize in some small nations, there they are a competition between the one nation to another nation to production of these armaments. Then secret treaties signed between the 2-3 nations, 2-3 states. So this is the one more cause to start the First World War. And imperialism, already I explained that one. Then economic rivalry between the big nations, small nation, colony nations, and other European countries. Then again, influence of press also one more reason. Every nation's press explain their different opinion about other nation and their own nation, how it is superior to than others. That is also one more reason to start the First World War. Then absence of international organization at that time, because we find that some organizations, some treaties find in the before the First World War, but when the war taking place in this situation, there was no any united one organization which stopped these rivalries or conflict between one nation to another. Then correct character of German emperor and William, he stated he loved to expense the Germany. That is also one more reason. Then Morocco issue and Caesar. Then Balkan wars also one more reasons to start. Then immediate cause of the First World War was the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand and his wife. That is the first cause of the First World War. As I mentioned that feeling of ultra-nationalism, in 19th century, the force of nationalism affected almost the entire European continent. French Revolution, Italy, German unification. These two, French Revolution, Germany and Italy unification also created the feeling among the people that love their nation. Strong nations rigidly and patriotically following their own national desires always clash with one another. Since there was no international peace, keeping machinery, these powerful nations violated all international laws. Then racism and imperialism, one has better qualities and abilities than the other is, which lead to the discrimination and hostilities against one another. One nation's people and culture is superior than other nation's culture and nation. So discrimination started one nation to another nation. So it was a policy of extending a country's influence over less powerful state. That is also one more reasons to start the First World War. And another one is ambition of colonial expansion and economic imperialism played an important role in creating warlike condition in Europe. Colonies, the big power nations or imperialist countries wanted to expand their territories in small countries and rule them and make them their colonies and get the profit. That is also one more reason to start the First World War. Then secret alliance started in the First World War, Triple Entente and Triple Alliance. France, Britain, Russia. Actually, when we studied the First World War, the actually USA entered in the World War first in 1917. Here, when we study the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy. This is a political map of political and military alliances in 1914. Then race for armaments. The great powers felt deeply suspense of each other, of being surprised by an attack. So as a preventive measure, the army was always kept ready. France was prepared to meet Germany always, so she started conscription, compulsory army service. Germany too ready for war, modern weapons of war were made. To protect her shipping services, she made dreadnoughts, battleships. When Germany began to build a powerful fleet, Britain got alarmed. So here we find that the competition started to produce the arms to save one nation to another nation, but to make superior to other nations. Our nation is more superior than other nations, so they have kept the arms and ammunition and production and weapons production also started there. The arms race photo. Then race for armaments. The idea of war now held the minds of Germans. Darwin's theory of the survival of the fittest found great acceptance. Those, if you are weak, the others come and suppress your powers. So here, every nation wanted to become strong, to fight, to protect their nation and to protect themselves. That's what Darwin says, that survival, those who are strong, they only rule the world. So here, the Germany, England, France, Russia, Italy followed these principles in their state. Then women workers also came, they left the home and they came to the out of the home, and they are serving the places for producing the armaments in the first time in the world in 1915. This is the one photo collected I have taken from the net. Then economic competitions. Britain and Germany competed to sell finished goods, especially in South American countries. Economic nationalism took deep roots in Britain and Germany. Both wanted new markets to absorb their gold extra. Since Britain had the monopoly of the South American trade, she did not like the entry of German business. It led to a cutthroat competition. This competition extended to the arms race between one nation to another nation. Then economic again continue. After their industrial revolution in England, Germany, France, Italy, Japan, the economic competition between the industrial nations created tension among them. Every European nation competed with one another to capture the foreign markets and to become a superior one. So this is the basic reason we also says that to start the First World War. Then we find the social imbalance in the society at that time. In those days, the people of each nation considered their culture superior to that of the other and thought that it was their pious duty to civilize the backward nation, which are the superior nation or white man burden. The civilized people wanted to teach the uncivilized countries to civilize them. It is their social responsibility. So they, because of this also they make the colonies there and introduce their culture, their language, their tradition, and make them as colonies and get the profit and become as a superior one in the world. Then other causes of First World War are Kaiser William II was highly ambitious and as the Emperor of Germany, he had challenged England and its race for colonies. Political propaganda and newspaper of influence of press. SPP says that one of the underlying cause of the war was the poisoning of public opinion by the newspaper in all countries. So one nation how superior, how it is abusing other nations, how the one nation kept the arms, ambitions, and partiality. And through this, media played a major role to disturb the people's mind at the time. That is also one more cause to start the First World War. Then Berlin Baghdad, Kaiser William II established friendly relation with the Sultan of Turkey and got the approval of the Sultan to build a railway line from Berlin to Baghdad. But like England, France and Russia did not like German interests over Turkey. So here is the rivalry conflict started between one nation to another nation. Then another major or another cause is that the African continent was rapidly colonized in the 19th century. One more cause to start the First World War is the Morocco issue. Warlike situation had developed thrice in 1905, 1918, 1911 over the question of Morocco, situated in northwest Africa. France desired to establish her control over Morocco, but on two occasions, Germany protested against the actions of France in this region. It created an atmosphere of distrust between the Triple Alliance and Triple Entity. So this is also one more first to start first one. Then other a few causes are philosophers like Hegel, Nietzsche influenced the youth of Europe through their ideas on the importance of the state. Through their ideas, the state is everything. Man's individual man is not important, but give more importance to state, nation. So these two theories, what we say, philosophy theory, more impact on the people. That is also one more reason. And divine status of the state they have given. That is also one more reason to start First World War. Then Balkan Wars. This is the another cause. The first Balkan War started when Greece, Serbia, Montenegro, and Bulgaria successfully threw away Turkish control. The second Balkan War was begun when these Balkan states began to fight against themselves over the question of sharing territories after overthrowing the Turkish control. So there, internal war also we found. Then two Balkan wars defeated Austria, Germany, purpose of protecting the Turkey. Austria was against aggrandizement of Serbia. Russia and Serbia came against to each other in this Balkan wars. Then already I have explained that there was no code of international law and morality. There was no international authority to enforce it. Then in the absence of any international organization, there was no check on any country. If any one nation wanted to attack another nation, there is no third power to stop quarrel between these two and maintain the peace and prosperity and come to the compromise. That organization or that international organization was not existing at that time. Hence, every nation was free to do whatever it liked, whether right or wrong. So this is the chance. That's why that was existing at the time, and the situation ripe up to start the First World War. The first one, status of women, they are working there. Then other cause of the First World War, some few causes also there. But directly we go to the immediate cause of the First World War. On June 20, 1914, Archduke Francis Ferdinand, heir to the Austrian throne, and his wife were assassinated the Bosnian capital Sarajevo by groups of fanatical Serbs. The news shocked all, although the Serbian government had some idea about what is going to happen. She did not forewarn Austria. Austria sent an ultimatum to Serbia. Serbia could not accept some of the terms because it infringed upon her sovereignty. So this is the main cause. The Francis Ferdinand assassination is the immediate cause of the First World War. Then how war spread here in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Then this is the course of the war, how it took place. Again, the Britain declared on Germany August 14, 1914. Then Turkey joined the war to help Germany by secret treaty with 1914. Then again Italy, her allies, and joined the war to help Britain, France, and Russia in 1915. The war was fought in all countries except Australia. The nature of the First World War. We find that in the First World War, it's a course I have not explained morely because it takes a lot of time. So what was the nature? Basically, we have to study causes of First World War and consequences of First World War, but what was its nature? When we study the nature of First World War, loss of men, money and material, then deadly weapons used in the First World War, then spread of various epidemics in that time. Peace treaty with other countries also started after the First World War, and how the First World War also called one more cause to start the Second World War. So this was the brief nature of this First World War. So Indian Army during the First World War, Army helped the side with Britain in the First World War. Then to stop the war, the Wilson introduced the 14 points. These are 14 points basically focus on international peace, no secret treaty with one nation to another nation. Another thing is that claims of colonies should be settled independently and impartially. Then German army should be withdrawn from Belgium. And these are the few 14 points. He mainly given importance to formation. Also, one more point he mentioned that international peace, security, as well as solve the problem with compromise, and not to keep more armaments, and establishment of League of Nations. Then what is the result or consequences of this First World War? Here we find the loss of men, money, material, loss of moral values, economic loss, victory of democratical principle, then establishment of League of Nations, then treaty with the Versailles, cause of Second World War, the Great Depression and Russian Revolution. So these are the allies and their central powers picture in the map. Then destruction all over. Let's see the result of consequence of First World War. Destruction all over the world. It was war with severe consequences, men, money, and material. Only 1/6 of the world population remained unaffected. 90 lakh soldiers died, while 25 lakhs were permanently injured. Ill effects of the war killed 1 crore 30 lakh people all over the world. More than 58,000 crore rupees were spent. All the figures are official. So here also one more cause of the consequence of First World War is the violation of principles that people lost faith in the age-old morals and principles. After witnessing the peak of the uncivilized cruelty, war destroyed the social balance. Then effects on economy. All the nations involved in the war spent huge amount of war, damaged the production as well as destroyed factories, industries, agriculture and cities. After the war, many soldiers became jobless, worsening the problem of unemployment. Due to the worldwide depression, inflation and unemployment, the life of the people all over the world was disturbed because of this First World War. Every nation demanded loan from America, which gave her prime status. So these factors lead to unrest among all the sections of the society. Then short-lived victory of principles of democracy. After the war, a short period was created for the emergence of democracy. Many nations got right of self-rule while democratic governments were established in Russia, Germany, and Turkey, as well as Austria and Italy. Unfortunately, these democratic governments failed to check the situation and lead to emergence of dictatorship. So this First World War also, after the First World War, we find the dictatorship in the world, Nazism rise and fascism rise in the world after the First World War. We study this Nazism and fascism separate chapters in our next two lectures. Then rise of dictatorship. Democratic governments were unable to solve the post-war problem, disappointing the intellectuals. Dictators took advantage of it, proclaiming to sort out injustice and post-war problems. Hitler captured power in Germany by democratic means and was followed by Italy, Spain, and Russia. This led to lapse of secularism, parliamentary system of governance, and democracy, emergence of dictatorship, autocracy, and economic nationalism. Rise of dictatorship in Europe brought the world on the verge of another great war. Because of rise of dictatorship in the world, it's lead to the start the Second World War later on. Then success of principles of unitary nationality. Post-war Europe required restructuring, which was the influence by principle unitary nationality. This helped for nation of Yugoslavia, Latvia, Finland, Poland, and Lithuania. Cumulative Treaty of Versailles led to Second World War. The treaty concluded after the First World War was revengeful and partial, which ultimately led to the Second World War. Rather, seeds of the Second World War were sown in the Treaty of Versailles itself. When we study Second World War causes, so this is also one more cause to start the Second World War. Then severe blow to imperialism. Defeat of the powerful European nation like Germany, Austria, Hungary, Russia, and Turkey in the war had far-reaching effects of European imperialism in Asia. Asian nations burdened by European imperialism realized the weak position of imperialism nations and they now challenge their authority. Then another good result of this First World War is that all the nations had witnessed the disastrous effects of the war and to avoid such situation and solve the international matters peacefully, each of them felt need for a peacekeeping organization. This led to formation of League of Nations in the Peace Treaty of Versailles. Then humiliating Treaty of Versailles led to the Second World War. The treaty concluded after the First World War was revengeful and partial. So how this treaty sign led to the Second World War, which we study in the later lecture, 1939 to 1945. This is the time period of Second World War. In the armistice of 11th November, by mistakenly here mentioned the 11th November 2018, actually 1918, the peace treaty signed and the end of the First World War. The causes of Allied victory, what were the causes? The Allied victory in this First World War was the British naval supremacy, entry of USA in 1970, then contribution of the Commonwealth nations like Canada, New Zealand, and India played a significant part in the Allied war effort, and their resources in men and money were at the disposal of Great Britain. Shortage of manpower in Germany also one more cause to Allied victory. Then collapse of Austria-Hungary and Turkey. So these are the causes the Allied victory in this First World War. So these are the reference book you have to refer while study the First World War. You can use the B.V. Ross book, World History. Even you refer the book related to E.H. Carr book also. Even any one book you refer and read thoroughly related to even Grant and Temporal Europe in the 19th century. Hazen book also history, modern Europe up to 19. C.D. Hazen book that is also very useful for studying and for detail related to First World War. Only highlights, only briefly I have explained related to First World War. Before that, the concept, then First World War is cause, course, and treatise. Very briefly, I have explained in this lecture. So you can, for detailed study, you can refer these books and understand thoroughly. Thank you very much for listening my lecture. Thank you.